Hi Year 5, Miss Tellison here with Wednesday's maths lesson of this week. As always, could you please make sure you've got yourself a pencil and a piece of paper before you start today's lesson. Now, as I mentioned, today's lesson is quite similar to yesterday's, only we're looking at it in a slightly different method today. Before we get started, let's have a look at our TT Rockstars leaderboard and also our Maths Shed leaderboard. Take a look. And here it is, the TT Rockstars leaderboard for the arena session that finished on Monday the 11th of January. Congratulations to Caden, Lola and Ned in 5T, Scarlett, Freddie and Ella in 5W, Amelia, Katie Bow and Oliver in 5P, and Sophia, Ben and Matty in 5E. Congratulations, I've awarded you each a dodo point for aspiration, as you were the ones with the highest answer accuracy. Well done. Next, we move on to the results from the times table challenge that was set on Maths Shed. In first place was 5P. Congratulations, guys, well done. In second place was 5T, and in joint third place was 5W and 5E. So here it is, the TT Rockstars challenge for today. It's a sound check session. It's running from Wednesday 13th of January until Friday the 15th of January at 3 p.m. I wonder who's going to make the leaderboard this time. Good luck, everyone. The other challenge I have set for you today is a Maths Shed challenge. This is looking for the most correct answers that you achieve. Now, it's not times table based, instead it's a 4-digit addition subtraction based challenge because it's really important that we keep practicing all those methods that we've already learnt at school. This ends on Friday the 15th of January at 3 p.m. Good luck, everyone. Okay, Year 5, here is your starter task for today. Which number is the odd one out? Why is that number the odd one out? Can you give reasons for your answer? Now, there are 4 numbers below, as you can see, 6, 12, 15 and 18. There might be more than one number that could be the odd one out. As long as you've got a reason for why that's the odd one out, that's perfectly fine. Why don't you pause the video now and have a think, but make sure you join me back here afterwards, as I'm going to give you some of the reasons that I thought for which number could be the odd one out. Okay, how'd you get on? Brilliant, well done. Let's see if we've got some of the same reasons. So first of all, I thought that 15 could be the odd one out because it was the only odd number and it was the only number that wasn't in the 6 times table out of all of the 4 numbers that are on the screen. Next, I thought perhaps 6 was the odd one out as it was the only single-digit number. And finally, I thought maybe 18 was the odd one out because it was the only one that was in the 9 times table. How about you at home? What did you get? Why not send in your reasons for which number was the odd one out to the Year 5 email address so I can have a look and see if I agree. Okay, moving on to today's look. Today we're going to be multiplying a 3-digit number by a 1-digit number, but in a short written method. So we're still going to be using our key vocabulary of multiplication, our digits, looking at our place value, working out in columns, but as I mentioned, in that short written method. But before we get started, let's have a look at some work that was sent in to us on the Year 5 email address from Monday's lesson. A big shout out to Ethan in 5E, Ella in 5W, Leo in 5T, and Kaylee in 5P. Well done, all of you. We were really impressed by your mathematical work that you completed on Monday. I'm going to award you each a dodo point for aspiration. Well done. Okay. So remember this from yesterday. If I know 7 times 4 equals 28, then I also know that 70 times 4 equals 280 and 700 times 4 equals 2,800. Now, I know we practiced this skill yesterday, but it's really important to keep revisiting things to help us with our understanding of our multiplications. So have a go at these 6 questions below. We've got 50 times 6, 800 times 3, 90 times 5, 700 times 4, 60 times 7 and 400 times 8. Pause the video now and join me back here afterwards for the answers. Okay, how do we get on? Here are the answers to those questions. Pause the video now and mark yours at home. Brilliant work, guys, well done. I'm really impressed. Remember, that's going to help us with our times table today and our multiplication facts that we're going to use in our multiplication of 3 digits by 1 digit. So, as I mentioned yesterday, this is the method that we used, the ladder method. Here you can see it is expanded and we've got the brackets of our multiplications that we have worked out. We've added it all up to get our total. Today we're going to be using the short method, which is this method over here. Now, as you can see, it's the same question, 243 times 6 on both of the questions here. And I've got the same answer in both my methods too, 1,458. But they look a bit different to each other. Pause the video now and think about what you notice. How do you think I might have worked out this method? Okay. I've got a question. The question is 571 times by 5. So what I'd like you to do is come and join me and I'll show you how we can work it out in this method instead. Here are the steps to success that I'm going to use in today's lesson. Okay, so let's have a look at this method. As you will see, I have laid out my question, 571 times by 5, in columns. I've got my thousands, hundreds, tens and ones. Now, whilst I haven't got anything in my thousands column yet, I've put it there in case my number goes over the hundreds. Now, as you will see from my step success, we need to make sure we laid it out like this. We need to have our equals here as well, these two lines, that's where we're going to put our answer. Okay, so number 2 on our step success was to multiply the single digit by the ones digit. So I'm going to do 5 times 1. I know that 5 times 1 is 5, so I'm going to put the 5 here. Okay, next part of our step success. Just like it was in the ladder method before, we've got to multiply a single digit by the tens. So I've got to do 5 times 70. Now remember, I can use my known facts to help me, so I could do 5 times 7, which I know is 35, and then I could just times that by 10 and make it that 10 times bigger. So I know the answer is 350. Now, when we think about 5 times 7 being 35, I find that the most helpful for this part of the lesson. The reason why is the 5 will go in the tens column out of the 35, and then we'll have to carry the 3 underneath, because the answer to 5 times 70 was 350. So I have 5 tens and I have 3 hundreds. So you can see that I've clearly put them in the correct columns. Okay, next part of my step success says to multiply the single digit by the hundreds. So I've got 5 times 5. Now, I know that 5 times 5 is 25. But really, that's 5 times 500, isn't it? Okay, which would be 2,500. But I've also got to remember that I've got to add on this 3 down here. So I'm going to think about putting the 5 in this column from 25, but I've got to add the 3. So 5, add 3 more, makes 8. And then I could carry my 2 here, but I know there's nothing in my thousands column, so I'm going to put my 2 in here, making the answer to 571 times by 5, 2,855. Okay, it's our turn now. We're going to have a go at this question together. So you'll need your pencil and piece of paper to be able to set up the question just like I have. The question is 372 times by 8. So I'm going to put my 3 in my hundreds column, so 372, and I'm timesing it by 8. I'll give you a moment just to make sure you've got your question written down and set out in columns just like I have. Okay, let's get started then. So that was the first part of our step success. The second part of our step success says to multiply the single digit by the ones. So I've got to do 8 times 2 or 2 times 8, whichever you find easier. I know that 2 times 8 is 16. Did you get the same answer at home? So I'm going to put the 6 here because in 16 we have 6 ones. And then I'm going to carry the 110 to the tens column. Okay. The next part of our step success says to multiply the single digit by the tens. So I've got to do 8 times 7 or 7 times 8. Remember that really it's 8 times 70 or 70 times 8, but for this method it helps if we think about it as 8 times 7. Okay, so I know that 7 eighths are 56. So 7 times 8 is 56. Now, I've also got this one that I've carried, so I need to make sure I add that on to my 56. So that's going to give me 57. So I'm going to put a 7 here and carry the 5 from my hundreds there. Because really, it's not 57, it's 570. Now, if you want to, you can cross out that one to remind yourself that you've already added it on to the number here. Okay, next part of our step success says to multiply the single digit by the hundreds. So I've got to do 8 times 3 or 3 times 8. 8, 16, 24. Did you get the same answer at home? Well done. But, what have I got to do this 5 again, year 5? That's right, I've got to add it to the number I've got from multiplying these two numbers together. So if 8 times 3 is 24 and I've got to add this 5, I think the answer is 29. So I'm going to put the 9 in here, and then I could carry the 2 here, but I've noticed that my thousands doesn't have anything, so I'm going to place the 2 straight in there, which means you should have got the same answer at home. 372 times by 8 equals 2,976. Well done, fantastic work. Now it's your turn. Can you have a go at answering the question 253 times by 4 in the short written method? If you get stuck at any point, don't worry, you can go back and watch the other parts of this video to help you. Pause the video now and have a go at the question. Remember to join me back here afterwards for the answer. Welcome back. How'd you get on? Great work, I'm so pleased to hear that you persevered. I can now reveal the answer, and the answer you should have got at home is 1012. Well done, all of you. Okay then, year 5. Here are your Chilli challenges for today. So this is Chilli 1. I'd like to have a go at answering these questions in the short written method that we've gone through today. For question 5, Liam thinks that 325 times by 5 is 1,620. Is he correct or is he incorrect? Perhaps you could have a go at working that out for me. Here's Chilli 2. I have to apologise because they look like they're in the wrong order, but if I put question 4 over here, you wouldn't be able to see it all. So question 1, 2 and 3 are over this side. Can you use the short written method to answer these questions? Then have a go at question 4. Spot the mistake. Alex and Dexter both have completed the same multiplication, but they've got different answers. So who has the correct answer and what mistake has been made by one of the children? And finally, here is Chilli 3. For question 1, Liam has worked out 547 times by 8 equals 40,326. He's incorrect. Can you suggest what he's done wrong to get the answer incorrect? And then question 2. Can you work out the missing digits in each of these questions? So you've got A, B and C. Each of them have got 2 digits missing. Have a go at working them out to get the correct answer that's down here. Good luck! And remember, if you're stuck with the method, don't forget you can always go back to any part in the video and watch it again to help you. And that's the end of today's lesson. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. And don't forget, please email your work into the Year 5 email address. We always love to see what you've been doing. Take care. See you soon. Bye.